Hello, and thank you for tuning into this week's Mayor's Update. As always, we have a lot of important information to share with you here this week, so please feel free to share this video with your friends, family, relatives, and anyone else who you think might find this information helpful over the course of the coming week. I'm just leaving Higher Ground Ministry, where Reverend and Pastor Kamensky had the annual National Day of Prayer celebration that they do every year with all of the different religious communities within the greater Gardner area. This is something that was signed into law by President Reagan following a tradition that was started since President Lincoln was president, where the first Thursday of May of every year is recognized as the National Day of Prayer. I'd like to thank the clergy who were participating from Gardner, Ashburnham, Templeton, and Westminster for inviting me to participate in that and the continued work that they do for all of our communities in the greater Gardner area, not just in the pews on Sundays, but throughout the year through all the different charitable work that they do and just the help that they're there for when our residents need them the most. This past week, we had a lot of different events that was happening. We had the annual Light the Town Purple event, or Light the City Purple event, I should say, here in Gardner, kicking off the Relay for Life season. So we want to remind people that that is coming up June 8th and 9th at Mount Wachusett Community College. This is really a big event. I joked at the Light the Town Purple ceremony that the relay's older than I am, and only by 3 months, but it is still something that has been a staple in our community for almost, 3 decades now. So I want to thank the Planning Committee for continuing to put that on here in the city of Gardner and continuing the theme that in this city no one fights alone, and the importance behind the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life and the important work that they do raising money for cancer research and helping all of us here in the community and across the world. The Chair City Conceptual Forefront Arts Festival will take place this Saturday, May 6th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. over on Parker Street, centered in Orpheum Park. This will feature about 24 different art vendors there and different craft vendors showing off the artwork that they put on. There'll be some different musical acts. We know for sure that there's a 24-member ukulele choir known as the Westminster Strummers who will be putting on a presentation as well in Orpheum Park. If you're not familiar with what Orpheum Park is, it's the park where the former Orpheum movie theater used to be before that was torn down. So thank you very much to our Cultural Council Chair, Jessica DeRoy, and Sophie Doro, our local artist and conservation agent here in the city of Gardner, for putting that on. Hopefully this will be an annual event, but we've got our kickoff to that this coming Saturday. The Gardner Elementary School Spring Concerts will take place on Tuesday, May 9th and 10th at 6:30 p.m. The band is too big to fit on the stage together with all of the different grades over at Gardner Elementary School, so we had to split the concert up into 2 nights. So if you're around on either of those nights, it's going to be a great time to just see the talent that our students are doing, and I want to thank Mrs. Michelle Hefner, our band director over at Gardner Elementary School, for the work that she's doing with our students each and every day in our new program. This is only the second year that the band program has returned to Gardner Elementary School, and there's over 200 students in it, so that really says a lot. That's over a third of the school's population, and I can't thank her enough for the work that she's doing to help our students make these memories as musicians, but also help them find their skills and express themselves in this way. The Mental Health Awareness Picnic in the park will take place on May 11th at 11 a.m. Take a look at the city's website and social media platforms for information with regard to location and where that's taking place. The annual Keep Gardner Beautiful Nip Hunt and Litter Cleanup will take place on Saturday, May 20th from 8:30 a.m. to noon in the Staples Plaza. That's the Gardner Plaza over on Pearson Boulevard. You can sign up for this online to get a pre-head count, or you can show up to that event. I want to thank Neon LeBlanc, Diane LeBlanc, as some know her, but most people know her as Neon, for organizing this event again, and Sophie Doro for really, helping Diane with that work. Staples has also volunteered to put their recycle bins out. Staples takes donations, for lack of a better term, of either old electronic equipment or old binders and things of that, even if they're no longer usable, and they will recycle them for you for free. So if you're looking for ways to recycle your electronics, get rid of your old school supplies, or help clean up this city with the nip hunt and the litter cleanup, you can do so at that day. Again, that'll take place on Saturday, May 20th from 8:30 a.m. to noon. The citywide yard sale will take place on May 20th. If you're interested in signing up for this, you can visit the city's website or social media pages. And I want to thank Julie Mazza, who puts this on every year. This is a private event that the city just supports, and we've waived the requirement for you to have to take out a yard sale permit so that it makes it easier for people who'd like to participate in this event. I also want to say a warm welcome to someone who's new in my office for the month. I have a new intern in the office, Mr. Chris Hawley. who was a student of mine at the Massachusetts Boy State program last year, who will be interning in City Hall for at least the rest of May. So if you're at City Hall and you see Chris around, make sure to give him the warm Gardner welcome. Lastly, the reason why we're over here in Monument Park for this week's update is I don't know if you can see over my shoulder the work that's being done. The third phase of the 6-phase downtown improvement project is underway now in Gardner. This will install new ADA compliant sidewalks circling Monument Park. Victorian light posts, similar to those that are throughout the downtown, will also be installed surrounding this park that's here to add a little extra light for when we have nighttime events here. Additionally, some of the trees that are diseased, there's 3 trees here in this park that have Dutch ash disease that are either dead or dying, so we will remove those and replace them with new trees. However, the healthy trees are staying here. Additionally, the North Central Pathway bike trail is going to come down just next to the park here on Park Street, and then turn into the old National Grid substation, where there'll be a new waterfront park and 40-space parking lot. And then the bike trail will continue through that park and then on the shores of Crystal Lake behind the Greenwood Pool up through Crystal Lake Cemetery. I want to thank our Assistant Director of Community Development, Lindsay Butler, and our Director of Community Development and Planning, Trevor Beauregard, for really spearheading this project and helping us get these extra improvements in the downtown area. However, that concludes this week's update. As always, if you have any questions on anything at all, please feel free to contact my office at any time and we'll get you any information you need. Thank you very much and have a great day.